Have you ever picked up a bright yellow bunch of bananas from the store, only to find them covered in dark spots after just a day or two? It often feels like bananas go bad in the blink of an eye. One morning, they're firm and sweet, and by the next day, they have tiny brown freckles all over the skin. But here's the interesting truth. Those spots do not mean the fruit is ruined. In fact, they're the result of a completely natural chemical process going on inside the fruit from the very moment it is taken from the tree. So why does this happen so much faster to bananas compared to other fruits? And is there a way to keep them fresh for a little longer? Let's take a closer look. First, let's go back in time. While bananas are now grown in many warm countries, their original home was Southeast Asia and Papua New Guinea. People first began growing them about 7,000 years ago. However, those early bananas were very different from ours today. They were full of big, hard seeds. Over many centuries, farmers slowly changed the fruit through selective breeding, turning it into the sweet, seedless snack we enjoy now. By the late 1800s, better refrigerated shipping helped bananas become a popular product all over the world. Nowadays, the Cavendish banana is the most common type found in stores because it grows well, travels safely, and tastes good. Still, breeders have never been able to stop the fruit from ripening and turning brown so quickly. The main reason bananas change so fast is that they're what scientists call a climacteric fruit. This simply means they keep maturing even after they've been picked. Unlike grapes or strawberries, they don't stop ripening once they leave the plant. The driving force behind this is a natural plant hormone called ethylene gas. As a banana gets riper, it makes more and more of this invisible gas. The ethylene sends signals to the fruit to get softer, turn its starches into sugars, create its famous smell, and finally start getting older. It works like a clock inside the banana. What's really interesting is that bananas are very sensitive to ethylene from other fruits too. If you put them right next to apples, avocados, tomatoes, or pears, they'll ripen much faster because they're breathing in the gas from those other fruits. Now, the actual brown color comes from a different reaction. Inside a banana's cells, there's a natural chemical called polyphenol oxidase, or PPO. In a fresh banana, this chemical is kept separate from other natural compounds called phenols. But as the banana gets softer, its cell walls get weaker. If the fruit gets squeezed, dropped, or becomes very ripe, the cells break open. When the PPO mixes with the phenols and meets oxygen from the air, a reaction happens. This creates brown-colored materials called melanins.
These are the same pigments that color human skin and hair. So those spots are not dirt or germs, they're just the result of the fruit reacting to the air. Many fruits turn brown when cut, but bananas are especially quick. There are a few reasons for this. First, bananas make a lot of ethylene, which hurries up the whole aging process. Second, their soft inside gets bruised very easily, which gives oxygen more chances to cause browning. Third, bananas naturally have plenty of the phenolic chemicals needed for this reaction. Temperature is another big factor. Warm places make the enzymes work faster, which is why bananas left in a hot kitchen can turn spotty within hours. However, putting them in the fridge creates a different issue. The cold air hurts the cells in the peel, turning the skin dark brown or black. But here's the trick. While the peel looks ugly, the fruit on the inside usually stays firm and fresh for several more days, because the cold slows down the ripening of the actual flesh. Are these brown bananas safe to eat? In almost all cases, yes. The spots just mean the banana is growing riper and sweeter. As the starch keeps turning into sugar, the fruit gets softer and more flavorful. Lots of people actually wait for this stage to make banana bread, pancakes, smoothies, or milkshakes. The only time you should throw a banana away is if you see actual mold, a bad or sour smell, leaking juice, or large rotting areas. Otherwise, a brown banana is simply an older banana, not a dangerous one. You cannot completely stop nature, but you can definitely slow it down. Keeping bananas in a cool, shaded room instead of direct sunlight helps a lot. Taking them apart from the big bunch can also help a little, because the stems release a lot of ethylene. Some people wrap the top stems with plastic wrap to trap some of that gas inside. It's not a huge change, but it might give you 1 or 2 extra days. Once your bananas are perfectly ripe, moving them to the fridge is also a good plan. the skin will darken, but the inside will stay fresh for a few more days. And if you have peeled a banana, squeezing a little lemon or lime juice on it can slow down browning because the acid stops the enzyme from working so fast. So, the next time you see those brown spots appearing, remember that nothing has gone wrong. It's just a fascinating natural show of chemistry taking place. Ethylene pushes the fruit forward, oxygen mixes with the enzymes, and time does the rest. It's amazing to realize that one of the world's most common fruits is constantly changing from the moment it's picked. Those little brown marks are simply telling the story of the banana, going from green and starchy to ripe and sweet, and eventually to very ripe. So, instead of throwing that spotted banana away, you might just have the perfect ingredient ready for your next breakfast smoothie or homemade loaf of bread.